We are back. So, with Ring of Honor and my weird rant about it, let's talk about the Ring of Honor's 19th anniversary edition.
Right.
Now, before we get into it, I want to make sure that everyone is clear. We had tickets to the 18th anniversary show.
Yep.
And 3 days before the show, we went on lockdown.
Yep.
And we actually were saying, hey, if they were going to do 19th anniversary, they were going to go back to Vegas and we'd get it, but Peanut Gallery got the refund. So we're all good. But trust me, we're going to be going to a Ring of Honor show. So, so we did. Right, so we did not watch the first 2 matches. To what I've heard is that they were not anything to really write home the mum about. We did not, but it doesn't really matter because he didn't win.
Okay, so let's talk about the main show, which was more important.
Right, Tracy Williams and Kenny King, who replaced Dragon Lee for the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Now, the title was not vacated.
Right.
Kenny King replaced Dragon Lee, defending the champion, but
on his behalf.
Right. It was essentially what happened with Booker T, and when he got his knee hurt in the Best of 7 with Chris Benoit, Randy Orton replaced Booker T, won the match, and Booker T kept the title.
Right.
And that thing was a whole sticky, and I did not like it.
Unlike Randy Orton,
these
people did not win their championships.
It was a pile driver by Tracy Williams to win the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. The match was.
It was alright.
It was alright. It was nothing to write home.
It was a fine opening match. That's about it.
Right. It was nothing. It was like, oh my god, this was such a great match.
I didn't give it a very high star rating.
I didn't either.
Anyways, let's move on to the next match.
Right. Mark Briscoe versus Flip Gordon. It was a flip 5 from Gordon to win.
Lord.
So here's the thing. I love Flip Gordon's kind of anti-hero, I work for money gimmick. It's cool. I thought this was a really fun, short little match.
It was fun and short, but it was short more than it was fun.
Right. I thought the rivalry going into it, I thought they explained it really well, but I really didn't feel like, oh my god. Right. It just felt like a match. Right. This could have been on any show and nobody would have cared.
Right.
Josh Woods and Dalton Castle. This was a really fun match.
It was.
Dalton Castle is like, come on, we need to get this over. I have things to do. It's like, what the fuck do you have things to do, asshole? Right. Come on. But yes, no, it was a really good, pure little match.
Yeah.
Silas Young attacked Josh Woods.
Yes.
And Dalton Castle rolled him up, and Silas Young cut a great promo.
Oh yeah.
They're setting up this match, and I do not mind that whatsoever.
Right.
That's gonna be a great little series.
Oh yeah, it is.
We're gonna get to the good matches. Number 1, the Grudge Match. Jay Briscoe, EC3.
I was a little disappointed.
I loved this match.
It was okay.
Number 1, EC3 does not look like a real human being.
Right. But also it's just kind of like, I don't know.
For a grudge match?
For a grudge match, it was fine.
I wanted some emotion.
I didn't have any emotion. There was
I didn't
no
either.
Connection to it.
Now they were supposed to have a match, but obviously EC3 got COVID, so they had to stop that. But it's like, at that point you have more time to build it. I was more interested in the build of the match than in the conclusion of the match. But I think really the winner of the match confused me. Why didn't EC3 win this match?
I have no clue.
Now, it's not saying that Jay Briscoe is a bad wrestler, but Jay Briscoe did not have to win this match. EC3 had to win this match, and he didn't.
Right.
So that was super weird. But it was a Jay Driller. It was a good match. They actually have great chemistry.
Yeah.
But there was just nothing to it.
Let's talk about the treat that was a triple threat match.
Now, this match, I thought it had more emotion than the Grudge match.
This match was the best match of the night so far.
Bandito, Flamita, Ray Horace.
Oh my god, they like flipped and
all of them pulled double duty.
Oh my god.
They just pulled this match out of their ass, and it was so great.
There was a lot of storyline. There was a good storyline and stuff
right.
going on.
Flamita turning heel. It's great. And it was a 720 suplex by Bandito, who's just incredible.
I know.
He is so freaking good. Actually, all of them are. Ray Horace is awesome. Flamita's great. All of them are just awesome, but Bandito won. It was an awesome match.
It was a great treat. We didn't expect this match. This match was not advertised.
It was not. And some other news, they actually did this match on the fly, too.
Nice.
But you can tell the friendship and the bond because they trusted each other so much to do a lot of these crazy moves.
Right. Let's talk about Matt Taven and Vincent. Oh my God, this match was amazing.
This is what I
want to call it a match. I mean, I don't know what it was.
This kind of emotion is what I wanted that grudge match to have. No. They wrestled in their old wrestling school. It was essentially like
it was staged, but it didn't feel staged.
So what it was essentially a cinematic match, but it was grungy, but it was lit well, and there was great camera angles because it really made you feel like you were standing there watching these two have a fight. It didn't feel like a choreographed match.
Did you ever figure out who the guy was?
No. Okay. So I believed at first it was Brody King. It was not. So I do not know who that was. I'm not even sure who won.
Right.
Literally, I said, I don't know what happened, but I loved this. I felt, it's like, okay, this has to be the end.
Right.
If they continue this rivalry, they're gonna over-egg the pudding.
Yep. They're gonna pull WWE and over-egg it.
Right.
Anyways, talk about the pure wrestling match.
Okay. Oh, for God's sake. So I bitch about this because it was weird. So Jonathan Gresham versus Dak Draper for the pure champion. There's literally a foot difference between them. So Jonathan Gresham, who's 5'4", a little short dude, and Dak Draper, who's huge.
Right. But it was a great match.
It was a great match. And my little fun pokes at Jonathan Gresham on social media about it, I'm not being mean. I'm fucking Tiger Trump, for God's sake. If you think I'm a Trump fan, you're mistaken. But no, and fucking Jonathan Gresham got it, for God's sake. So people need to leave me alone. It was a really fun little pure match.
Yep.
Jonathan Gresham won. I'm not sure about that decision.
Well, they're trying to set up the foundation to kind of win all the championships. They're pulling like an Undisputed Era-esque kind of thing.
I guess. And I think they're probably going to kind of unravel from within.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do. They're going to pull a whole Undisputed Era sort of thing.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But the match itself was fine.
Oh,
it was
like a great match.
It was a sleeper from Jonathan Gresham. It was a really good David Goliath match.
Yeah, it was.
It felt very real, and I really enjoyed that. But Jonathan Gresham retained, and I really liked it.
Right. Anyways, move on to the.
I've seen better pure championship matches.
Main event.
Kenny King and La Bestia del Ring versus Rhett, Titus, and Tracy Williams for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Now, this one had an interesting dynamic. So remember, La Bestia del Ring is
he was a replacement for Dragon Lee.
Right.
He sucked. He was garbage as shit.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
He should not be wearing the tights that he was. I don't know why he's wrestling.
Right.
But Kenny King at least tried to do his best given the situation. But it was a full Nelson from Rhett Titus to win. Mm-hmm. I thought...
And wasn't it La Bestia who ate the pin? Or ate the submission?
No, I think it was Kenny King.
It was Kenny King.
I think it was
That's
King.
what I thought. So anyways, this whole group started to implode.
Right. So Mandy Rose is their little manager and tried to throw in a chair for Bestia. Bestia blamed her for the loss, which I don't know how or why. And then it was Kenny King was like, it's okay. And then out of nowhere, he's like pulled her in for Bestia to hit a spear, and they basically betrayed her. Right. So she's gone out of the group. I don't know why she was even in there in the first place. The match is missable. I'll be honest with you.
It is. I mean, it was...
Right. And finally...
It was more about the foundation winning their titles.
Right. So, finally, we have the match. Ring of Honor World Champion Roosh versus Jay Lethal. This match was freaking awesome.
This was unreal. It was amazing. It was a great match.
It was wonderfully paced. It didn't overstay its welcome. You felt the emotion. Roosh is one of the most underrated champions now in wrestling.
And Jay Lethal, just classic. I mean, you can't. How can you have a bad Jay Lethal match?
Right, and Rouge is just doing better and better as he
Right.
goes. His cocky heel's great. I'm seeing a lot more personality out of him now,
I'm
too.
just waiting for Jay Lethal to finally win that championship. I mean,
Again, for the third time?
Well, you know it's going to happen at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know that
But
with the rest
Rouge-
of the Foundation having the championship gold, you know that's his match.
Right, but it was Bull's horns for Rouge to
Yep.
win. And here's one thing. Rouge is so good.
I know.
He makes a drop kick look like the match is over.
Right.
This is a simple drop kick into the corner where, like, you know, people are like doing like pile drivers and one-winged angels.
Right.
Rouge has made a drop kick into one of the most devastating
Right.
moves in a company. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
he is still Ring of Honor World Champion.
Yeah.
And it was a hell of a match.
It was.
So Brody King comes out
Yep.
and introduces a new faction. So
It was Brody King. The only other person I remember is
Homicide. So Homicide is back in Ring of Honor. They
Yeah.
needed that kind of veteran back.
Anyway, I can't remember like who the other two members were, but anyways, there's a new faction. They're going to be. They not only betrayed. They
attacked the
Rouge.
faction, but then they
Rouge.
attacked Lethal. So
Right,
there's
it's a three-way battle here.
right no lineage there. I'm cool with it.
Yep.
I thought that with. I mean, honestly, okay. Here's my one criticism, and I know we're going to go over it, but whatever.
Right.
We bitch about this so much. You gotta have some sort of crowd noise.
Oh, I know.
You have to. A lot of these big moments in this show felt like nothing.
Right.
Because there was no reaction. And I understand where they are may not be where people can go
You
in.
can pipe it in though.
You have enough people there
Right.
to have people throw on some clothes, go out there and do some cheering and booing.
Right.
It's not, I
not
feel
that hard.
Right. You have production staff who can do it. And we're going to talk about how you do this the right way here right now.
Anyways,
so, overall,
hold on.
No,
Yes,
I was
there we
gonna,
go.
no, I was going to
Yes.
say,
Star rating best match of the night.
I was going to do that. That was my segue if Peanut Gallery was not an idiot.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the match of the night to the Jay Lethal Rouge match.
I'm going to give it to the Bandito Flamita Ray Horace match.
Okay, and I'm gonna give the entire pay-per-view a 3.5 stars.
I'm going to give it a 3. I felt like there were some things that just felt like a wet fart in church, and a lot of the moments just did not feel big because there was nothing there.
Okay.
But literally, that was the only two differences.
Right.
So anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk about NWA's Back for the Attack.
Yeah.